I am really tired about all the complaining. Aren't you tired of all the negativity around Canada, around taxes, around what's happening, politics? And honestly, I have also been guilty of making all these videos which are negative towards Canada and politics and a certain party and a certain decision. However, I am personally extremely tired because when I make these kinds of videos, obviously they do well on YouTube, but it also instigates people to think negatively. So I, for one, want to admit that even I have been very negative on this channel and I want to change that. Look at this comment here. I get it. Real estate in Canada is expensive. It sucks and not everyone can afford it. But as immigrants, is that the only reason why we wanted to come to Canada? Buying real estate, buying your primary home, buying investment properties one after the other? That's it? And going with this comment, I also agree that US real estate is better than Canadian real estate. And I would always choose USA to buy my investment property over Canada. But what I do not understand is why is it wrong buying your primary home in Canada? Even if it hurts, even if it's overpriced, and given the current supply issues and the fact that there are not enough new homes that are being built, or at least the right kind of homes that are being built, it's only going to get more expensive and worse for people to buy a home in Canada from here. Whether we like this or not, absolutely no one cares about what we think of the price of houses in Canada. And personally, I want to retire in Canada and I would rather do it mortgage and rent free at a time when I do not have any active income. Let's say I'm 60, I don't have any active income, I'm living off my investments. It's really important for me that my biggest expense, which is my shelter, is kept to as low as possible. And for instance, if I want to retire in Canada, let's say I'm 60, I don't have any active income because I really want to enjoy my retirement, it's really important that my investments are able to pay off my expenses, my monthly expenses, and those expenses have to be as low as possible, and that cannot happen if I still have a mortgage or a rent to pay. And honestly, it's okay if you don't buy. In fact, most people who reach out to us for mortgage, we actually ask them this one simple question: why do you want to buy? And most times we do not get a very logical response. An ideal response would be, I want to start early, I want to get into my first home so that I can be mortgage free and think of retirement. Or a reasonable response is that my kid is going to school, the current space is not working for us, my parents live with me, and I want to come into a good school district, have some stability for my child for the next 5, 7, 10 years. And that's an extremely reasonable reason to buy a home in Canada. And honestly, it's okay if you don't want to buy and rent forever. A lot of people do that. All we need to do and take care of is that we are doubling down on our stock investing and we have a sizable enough portfolio that can pay for our shelter when we retire. Cribbing and complaining about real estate agents and mortgage agents selling overpriced homes that make you a slave to the Canadian system, while that's true, it is not going to help. Just block all these agents out, including me. If you don't like this video, just block me off, just unsubscribe to the channel and follow only those people who talk the language and the life that you want to live. There's no compulsion to follow people who are talking about real estate and finance, and all we need to do is shift our focus to what we love, whether it's sports, music, whatever gives you happiness, that's what matters. Another big thing that I see people doing is cribbing about Canada not having enough jobs. And then we blame the government for not providing for these jobs, for these opportunities, for these businesses to thrive so that they can create more jobs. So now what? Are we saying that there are no good jobs available at all? Then how is it that my average client, and we serve over 200 clients a year, my average client is earning a household income of close to $200,000 per year? Is it at all possible that people worked on their skills, got necessary certifications, attended networking events, reached out to 500 plus people on LinkedIn to get that $150,000 job? For sure, government should do more in creating these job opportunities. However, all these new jobs that the government will create will either be government jobs or they'll pay very close to minimum wage. And that will not be enough and we'll still keep cribbing. We really need to take charge of our own finances and of our own life, because no government, no politician will come to change that. We have 58% less homes that are being built this year versus last year, and we already had a supply issue. When the economy improves and unemployment is not as high, the market will blow up. We can either blame the government for not building enough homes, or we can accept that no one is coming to save us and therefore pull up our socks and make more money and upskill ourselves, or we simply need to reset expectations, we need to accept reality, we need to make sure that we are taking the right decisions, and one of those decisions can be leaving Canada forever, going to US for a better job, or go to Dubai, or take those steps where you feel you will get better jobs, higher salaries, low cost of living, and better healthcare. Because Canada is what it is, and us crying about it won't change a thing. I personally came to Canada for one reason: better quality of life, and that did not include me buying a fancy home. For me, it was cleaner air, low crime rate, better infrastructure, community parks where I feel Aryan is safe. My son Aryan is safe while he's playing with other kids. I did not have all of that in Delhi where I came from. Canada has given me that. For everything else, I have to fight. If I want to buy a home, I have to make more money. If I need a better paying job, I have to upskill, take those certifications, and network the right way. And if I want to save taxes, I will have to start a business that gives you tax advantages. This video is not supposed to spark any kind of controversy. It's just plain truth that someone needs to call out. You can either accept it and make life choices accordingly, including going back to India where we feel that we will have a better life, or accept that we changed countries. It is a big deal and it will take 4 to 5 years for us to get back into some kind of a comfort zone. All we can do is put our best foot forward, take the right steps, and 5 years later, things will automatically start to fall in place. That was my rant for today. मिलते हैं अगली वीडियो में, तब तक के लिए बाय बाय.